So today, I want us to focus on hazards, okay? Tornado hazards. What is a hazard? What are we talking about when we're talking about hazards?
Something dangerous.
So what?
Something dangerous.
Something dangerous, right?
Something that causes harm.
Something that could cause harm or does cause harm, right? What else?
Life-threatening.
Could be a life-threatening situation, right?
Something you need to be warned about?
Something that you should be warned about, yeah, that you need to be warned about, for sure. What else? What else? Maybe a place, right? If you're in a place that is
Hazardous.
very highly likely to be a place where tornadoes would form, like Tornado Alley, right? Might be a hazardous place this time of year, especially, right? So yeah, hazard. A hazard is really all those things, okay? So hazards are things that could be dangerous. And in this case, we're talking about tornado hazards, all right? You guys saw the documentary yesterday, right?
Yeah.
What would you say were some of the hazards that those people faced in the face of that craziness of a tornado?
Hail.
Hail was one of them, yeah. Lots of hail, right?
Flying
Powerful storm.
Flying
Say again?
things.
I was gonna say flying debris,
Flying debris, like what?
like
Trees.
chunks of rocks, trees,
Chunks of rocks, trees,
Cars.
whole building.
cars, exactly, whole cars, right? Chunks of buildings, right? I think, what was it, one of the storm chasers, when they ducked off into that, what was it, like a convenience store or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
it was
were
like
at?
the, yeah, it was like
They're
the.
freezing.
Like a
All
gas
bottles.
station store?
Oh,
Yeah, they were in there in the
it's a-
cooler.
An ice cream, like a frozen froyo place.
Were
Well,
they
there
in the
are two
Froyo
different-
place? Yeah.
Cherry Berry, that was the place.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the
Yeah.
one dude, that was the
He's
Christian
talking
guy.
about the three people.
Oh, the three storm chasers, that were the pickup truck.
Yeah.
They ran into, but anyway, he was saying he got hit by a piece of cinder block, right? So, a piece like this, right here. Yeah, so he got hit by that, right? That's a hazard.
Mhm.
What about the wind itself,
Very strong.
right?
that's-
The wind itself could be a hazard, it can pick you up.
If it's picking up cars, I feel like.
200 miles an hour.
Taking people out, like, out of the cars they're in, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, so we have all these different hazards, right? And I want you guys to be more aware of these hazards. And I want you guys to look at some of our own tornado preparedness at the school. Okay? Yeah. Rodrigo knows, so Rodrigo immediately get into the position, right? Although actually, according to protocol, there's one thing you're missing.
You're back.
It's like,
You're actually supposed to grab a textbook according to protocol. You're supposed to grab a textbook and use that textbook to cover
They never told us
over
that.
that. That's written in there. It's written in
Yeah,
there.
they always made us just stick
Right.
our butts
No,
out.
tell elementary school we never did that.
Yeah. So that, so that's actually part of the protocol. That's also part of one of the things about it is like knowing the protocol, knowing what to do. So today we're going to analyze. We're going to look at and analyze some of these hazards associated with a tornado, right? We're going to do a mock drill where we go out into the hallway and do a tornado drill essentially. But this time, instead of just going out, the point of you guys doing the tornado drills is to practice it so you know what to do in case of the actual tornado warning, right? But today, what I want you guys to do during the drill is to be looking for the hazards and to analyze whether or not what we're doing in the case of an emergency, in this case a tornado, is actually effective. Are we doing the right thing?
no.
Are there better things that we could be doing?
Yes.
Right?
Bunkers.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, right? So,
I mean, have we really had a tornado come through
Yes.
our area that's been that detrimental?
I lived I grew up like right across the river,
DeKalb County.
right? Gwinnett County, right?
There's a lot of
Peachtree Corners. And, what did it kill 2 people in Dunwoody, that tornado that went through in
Yeah.
97?
I think so, yeah.
Took off the entire second story of my apartment building.
Took off
Removed the
many
roofs
roofs.
from,
You were in the bathroom with your neighbors?
yeah, my neighbor came downstairs. Luckily he came downstairs, cause otherwise he would've probably passed. It would've been really bad situation. So tornadoes do come through here. Tornadoes do come through this area. Tornadoes have come through this area, and they will come through this area. We are in an area where, and this time of year especially, are in a place where we are at risk for tornado activity.
Never destroys your house, you have nothing like that.
Say again?
Never destroys your house, you have nothing
What?
to do. Never destroys your house, you have nothing to do.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is that, like, we got displaced by it, right? We had to go live with a friend for like, a couple months before, about 6 months before they fixed it, right? So, yeah, pretty crazy. So they do come through. So it is important for us to be aware and do the things we need to do and be aware of the hazards involved, okay? So when we talk about tornado hazards, I think one of the major things to talk about is how big is the tornado? How intense is the tornado? How do we measure that? Does anybody know? We used to measure a tornado.
Isn't it usually wind speed?
That goes into
Isn't
it.
there like there's like a certain, I don't know what it's called, so, I don't know like the name of it, but there's like a meter, it's like a certain amount. And
Yeah,
it's on like a number scale?
it is. It's on a number scale. Does anybody remember the name of the scale?
No, I don't know.
Have you ever heard of like a EF3 tornado, EF2 tornado?
Yeah.
Have y'all ever heard that before? No? Any of that?
Yeah.
Well, we do measure it on a scale. And a large part of figuring out where that tornado fell on that scale, it's called the Enhanced Fujita Scale, EF. How we figure that out is largely based on the damage that it causes, right? Well, number of things. Damage that it causes, look at radar data to see how big the tornado was, how fast the wind speeds were going, right? How large the tornado was, and how long the tornado lasted, right? Some tornadoes just come and go very quickly. Others stick around, minute, hour, right? Long time. We use a scale to determine the intensity of that storm. The storm that you guys saw yesterday in that video, in that documentary, and then the day before, that was an EF5. Doesn't get any bigger than that. Winds over 200 miles an hour, mile wide at its base. That's a big
How
storm.
fast was it?
Say what?
How fast was it?
They can be anywhere 220, 250 miles an hour. Very fast winds.
Well,
Right.
I'm saying like how fast.
Oh, like travel time, like travel speed. I mean, they could be anywhere from, that one was a really slow moving tornado, which is one of the reasons why it was so detrimental, why it was so dangerous, because it was only moving about like 15 or 20 miles an hour, like actual ground speed.
What if I get behind this nigga?
If you get behind it, you're still gonna be dealing with some winds and stuff, right? And dealing with its debris paths, right? But there are some of those storms that move 50, 60 miles an hour, so very fast. So it's on you like that, right? It's on you very quickly, and they can change direction too very quickly, which is another reason why they're so dangerous. Which is another reason why storm chasers are kind of a little bit, I think, anyway. But they use that scale to determine damage, all right, determine intensity. So today, I want us to, actually, do you have any questions about that? Any questions so far? Robbie, would you hand some of these out, please? Thank you. Keith, would you hand out some of these too, please? Luna, will you hand some of these out too, please? Thank you. All right, so today we are going to be doing a little bit of a field exercise, but indoors. Unfortunately, it is nice outside. We're going to do a little bit of a field exercise indoors where we go do a mock tornado drill. When we go out there, I want you guys to be very aware of all the potential hazards. All the potential hazards of being in that hallway. I want you to be aware of all the potential hazards of being in that hallway. Okay? What are some hazards if we were to experience a tornado and we were in this room? What are some hazards that we might experience?
The glass.
The
The
roof,
window.
the roof falling
And the
down.
fact that
The
we're buying
roof
outside
falling down?
wall at all.
Oh, say it again.
The fact that we're buying an outside connected wall at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an exterior wall right there, right? The
The
roof
shed.
being an issue, right? That roof might not be made of very good material, right? We don't know, or at least not very tornado resistant material, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't get yours.
I said you were both.
So, yeah, it might be made of like not great material, might be. I don't know where yours is. Do you have yours?
I still have not one.
Oh, I saw hers. Well, let me continue this if we don't go wait. So what are some other, so we got the window, particularly what about the window might be a hazard?
Anything
glass?
through it.
Anything coming through it, or alternatively,
Glass flying out.
us flying out, right? What else? What's another hazard in this room? Look around you, look around the
The
room.
desks.
The desks,
The closet, or whatever the wardrobe.
yeah, that big piece of furniture right there.
The wood.
The wood, yeah, back there, textbooks, right?
The blocks.
What else do we have? We have glass, I have glassware in here,
You.
right?
Look what we're-
What else? What about
The lights.
the electric lights, right? The glass from the lights, the electrics of the lights. What about this? The gas, right? Uh-oh, we're stuck in a giant debris pile after the tornado and there's a spark and it ignites this gas. Uh-oh, it's a bad deal,
Well, they turn that off.
right? Yeah, for the most part, it's turned off in that next room over
What is
there.
your gas for?
Hmm?
What do you mean?
What do I have it for?
Yeah, what is it used for?
Oh, for like Bunsen burners and stuff like that.
We're
Yeah.
gonna use that, right?
We don't, not in this class. Say what?
They use it in chemistry?
Yeah. So yeah, so think about that. So as we go out there, now also, what else is in here that could fly around in the case of a tornado?
Your projector?
That's that metal box.
And I know this is kind of morbid maybe, but your classmates,
I don't,
right?
Oh, yeah, I just need to back.
Bro.
I'm glad no more classmates, I can't die.
No, Rafi, that could happen. A body coming flying and hit you, yeah, for sure. Yeah, imagine if I'm flying through the air at like
Oh,
50 miles an hour. Like,
If
calm
you're-
down.
if you're flying through the air, I feel like I'm flying
If
through the air.
I'm flying through the air, then man, you guys are all
Everybody's
hosed.
flying.
You guys are all hosed. So yeah, I do love you guys, but I also sometimes like, all right. Anyway, so yeah, you've got to think about that, right? Think about that as we go out there. So today's date in your lab book. Let's go and get our lab books out. What's your lab book? Oh yeah, you're just
I have Marie's
You have Marie's?
for me. Yeah. I have.
Where? And then MG, where's yours?
Mine's in my bag.
Oh, well then there you go.
Why'd you cut somebody else's?
Really?
I don't know. I did it double, it has to-
All right. Today's date is April 23rd.
Relax, I'm not there yet.
Today's date is April 23rd. The current time is, let's just go ahead and call it 2 o'clock. Let's just go ahead and call it 2 o'clock.
Madison.
Yeah, today's date, April 23rd. It is currently 2 p.m. We are at Centennial High School and we will be doing work indoors. I would notate that, indoors. You don't have a book?
No.
What?
Cause I came like late.
No.
No, I have to give away.
I don't have any papers. Get out a sheet of paper.
Or can you,
Get out a sheet.
slip up this
Get out a sheet of paper real quick. Or borrow one from Carlos. April 23rd, we are at Centennial High School. We will be indoors. I want you to call this first bit hallway A. Hallway A. Okay? Hallway A. And, Matt, would you grab one of those textbooks, please? All right. A tornado warning has been issued for your area. Please seek cover. Let's go.
Can we plug this in?
I think you can
Before
stop
we go?
recording.
Oh,
So, obviously, we are not in regular tornado drill position. Mac, if you would show us here, I'll hold that for you. You would show us. Yeah, book over the head, everything. You got it. I believe in you. So, of course, according to protocol, we're supposed to come up here into this hallway. And then put the book over your, open it up like a roof of a house. And you put it over your head and your neck. There you go. That is what you're supposed to do, according to Fulton County protocol. Okay? Thank you, Matt. You're good. Yeah, you're good. Here you go. Yay! All right, so. Here you go. Really? What I want you guys to do, we're in a tornado. Now, of course, little bitty dust devil, have y'all ever seen those on the playground before, right?
Yeah.
Like nothing, right? Now, maybe they might be a little hazardous. Maybe they could pick up and throw a lawn chair at somebody or something like that, if they were kind of more on the powerful side. That would be something, if it's picking up tables or things like that, or very light furniture or umbrellas, that's a EF0, right? That's EF0. That's the bottom of the scale. No damage. Maybe some leaves come off the tree just a little bit. All the way, you guys have seen what an F5 does, right? From that documentary yesterday. Imagine we have an F3 tornado right out there coming towards us. F3, so it's right in the middle, winds, pretty stout, right? Fair amount of damage is gonna happen. We're in here. I want you guys to look around this hallway. Notice everything and anything that could be a hazard. I want you under hallway A, write down what all you see as a hazard. Anything that could happen, anything that could be hazardous or a hazard in here. Be detailed. Mark down as many things as you can over the next few minutes, okay? And then we'll talk about it. What else? What are some other hazards? We have the exterior doors right there. We have the glass in the door. What about the glass on that door?
And that one.
Yeah, all right. Windows in that door, right? What else?
Ceiling.
Ceiling tiles. Yeah, for sure.
The light.
What? Do y'all remember when I was having work done to my AC unit and they had the ceiling panels removed over here?
They have metal things on top.
Yeah. What else was up there?
wires.
Bunch of wires. Yeah.
Sprinklers, the water could buzz sometimes there could be like shit on the ground. We're gonna get
Electric shock hazards, right? For sure. What else? What else was up in there? Did y'all see what was up inside, up behind these panels?
Oh, wasn't there like?
There's I-beams, but also the air conditioners. There are air conditioners up above here.
Yeah, oh,
right?
yeah.
And air conditioners, I don't know if you guys know this, but air conditioners are not light. They're pretty heavy, right? Pretty heavy.
I work in AC.
What else? What about the amount of walls between us and the outside?
Wall.
What do you think, Dry? What do you think? Are there a lot of walls between where we are right now and the outside? Yeah, there's a few. What about over there?
Trees.
No.
How many walls are between us and the outside over there?
Like one.
One. That's it. You might have, you might have two going this way. You've got more than a few going this way, right? And you got, well, you see what you got all the way down there. That's a what, you got a ways before you get to the outside of the building, right? But Fulton County protocol says that we only have to be about 30 feet away from that door during a tornado.
Not true.
No, that is true. That's what it says.
I'm saying that's what I'm hoping.
30 feet is kind of too close. Wait, you don't want to be only 30 feet away from a rinky-dink door in 150-mile-an-hour winds?
I would like go like there.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm with you. So there are hazards here, right? Now, I want you to go ahead and mark down, just below that, hallway B, and let's make our way to hallway B. This is hallway B. This is hallway B. And I want you guys to take a minute, look around this hallway, and think about the different hazards associated with this hallway, okay? Then, after that, we're going to be looking at both hallways, and we're going to kind of figure out the pros and cons of each, right? Which one may be better for sheltering from a tornado, right? Which one might be better? I don't know. You'll find out. We'll find out. We'll figure it out together. And this is going to kind of roll into our project for the next few days, where you guys are going to be looking at different areas of the school and looking at the hazards associated with those places, maybe the benefits of being in some of those places in case of a tornado. And you guys are going to be formulating in groups, small groups, formulating maybe not necessarily like a fully new plan, but maybe making the plan better. Okay? Making some suggestions for changes to our current policy and protocol to make us safer in the case of a tornado, okay? So I want you guys to keep looking around, look for those different hazards. Think a little bit outside the box. Notice the labels on the doors. Notice things above you. Look up, look down, look around, okay? Because remember, too much detail is?
Just enough.
Just enough. Too much detail is just enough. There's some hazards that y'all noticed in this hallway. The water fountain. The water fountain? Why would the water fountain be a hazard?
It's heavy.
Because it could, yeah.
Oh, sorry, 5'6".
It could
Heavy.
come off and like water could.
What else, in addition to being hooked up to water, what else is the water fountain hooked up to?
Funnier than telling a dime.
Electricity, right? Yeah, electrical. MG, what was yours? What was yours?
What?
What was yours?
Toilet?
Toilets, yeah. Flush, right over here, the flush. Yeah, so you got toilets right through here, right? Big pieces of ceramic. Big pieces of ceramic. Seb, what about you? Yeah, poop in the toilets, absolutely. Absolutely.
The custodian supplies.
Custodian supplies, and also, what else? What are some other hazards, Ollie? Yeah, we're now exposed to 3 outside doors instead of just 1. But I will say, guys, we are a good ways away from those doors, right?
Right.
Now, how many walls are between us and the outside right now?
A lot.
Oh, way more than that. Because there's two rows of classrooms and a row of bathrooms.
Wait, so 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6, give or take, depending on where you are.
A self-portrait is
But I
made
feel
by
like
you,
you're
right?
safer than over there.
Not you by yourself.
It's a portrait of
Say what?
yourself.
No, I'm not someone else.
Hey, ladies, let's lock in, because we're also recording too.
Yeah.
What about?
So, you have these hazards in here, right? Also, I would say, what's inside of here?
Computers.
Right, and so in here,
It
instead of
says
just
computer closet.
regular 110 volt, like you would have in a regular plug, the power that's running into there is 220. So whereas, if you were to stick a fork inside of that, you're gonna get a pretty good shock. It's not gonna feel good, right? That power that's running into there, that kills you. It stops your heart, right? Pretty instantaneously. So, Very good. So here's my question to you guys overall. Which hallway, so we have that F3 tornado coming through, which hallway would you rather be in? This one? So Hall B or Hall A? So you're saying Hall A? Why?
How long you let you do?
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably pick here because it's farther away from the door, so there's more concrete it has to go to.
Yeah.
Or hallway C.
Also here,
Yeah.
because if I hear them screaming, I just get.
That's true.
Hallway C.
Hall C, which is down in the basement, right?
Outside.
In another state, on vacation, yes. Yeah, me personally, I'd probably rather be here, even with the hazards.
But the likelihood of it going through all that concrete, like we're fucked if we're there.
Hey,
Recording MG.
Right.
Farted.
So, but yeah, personally, I'd rather be in here. Now, the thing is, even though this place is safer, there are still hazards here, right?
Right.
There are still hazards here. And that's one thing that you guys are gonna find tomorrow. What I'm gonna be giving you guys tomorrow, I'm gonna be giving you guys a blank school map. You're gonna be looking at that map, trying to figure out some places where, it would be safest, that would be safest during the course of the tornado. Let's just assume it's an F3 tornado, right?
Yep.
And you guys are gonna be coming up with a plan. You guys are gonna go out to that place, look around, observe what hazards exist in that spot, come back, you're gonna pick 3 different spots, come back, and then on Friday, you're gonna create a plan. You're gonna formulate a plan. Maybe you can take our current protocol and make it better, or you can come up with scratch the whole thing and come up with a completely brand new plan, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so questions.
No question.
What I do want you guys to do is write down in your notebooks which one,
You choose.
yeah, which hallway you would choose and why. Okay? Reflect on what you saw. What are some reasons for picking the hallway that you did? Okay? And write that down in your notebook. That's gonna help you out a lot in looking at the maps tomorrow, okay? All right? Very good.